Hey you guys, welcome back to my Writer Mom YouTube channel. Thank you so much for being here with me and taking the time today to tune in. Today I have a really great video for you all about my morning routine. So if you've been looking to level up your mornings or kind of see how you can level up your mindset using a really good morning routine to kind of just get you going off in the right foot for the day, definitely make sure you stick around because that's what we're talking about today. So I know I've probably touched on this a little bit in my past videos, but probably not recently. So today I really just wanted to give you guys a good look at my mornings and everything I do in the morning to get my mindset in the right place, because it's really, even though it takes a little bit of time, my morning routine is just everything to me, and you're gonna see why. But first I just want to start off by saying, if you're new here, welcome, and if you like this video today, make sure you hit subscribe and hit the like button so that I know that I should make more videos like this in the future. And even feel free to leave a comment below and let me know if you're an indie author or whatever kind of business you run from home. If there's a specific topic you'd like to see, again, just leave a comment and I would be happy to take a look at that. Okay, so let's go ahead and start with my morning routine. So I'm looking at my notes here. So I usually get up around 5:45 or sometimes closer to 6. That can just kind of vary. Usually, if it's a good day, I'm getting up around 5:45. There's even been times in the past where I'm getting up around like 5:30ish. But right now it's been about 5:45. If I've been sick or if I've been up late with sick kids or something like that, it might be closer to 6:15. But for the most part, I get up at 5:45 pretty much every weekday. And so I basically just head to the bathroom, use the bathroom, brush my teeth. I change into normal clothes for the day, and I have some water. So this cup that you see right there, I usually keep that with me everywhere I go, and I leave it on my nightstand so that before I go to bed I have some water, and I'm usually fine if I do that. You may be different. I was a teacher for 3 years, so my bladder can withstand quite a bit of water. So yeah, I also grab it in the morning when I wake up at some point or another, and I go ahead and drink some water. And then I also get on some makeup and brush my hair. I don't do a ton of makeup. This is usually about what I do, and it doesn't take me too long. And I'm in the kitchen by about 6:15 or maybe closer to 6:30, just depending if I got up a few minutes later. But usually by 6:15, I'm in the kitchen. I'm getting some coffee ready. I'm refilling that cup with water, having some more water, and I'm just like getting started with my day. So if I'm in the kitchen by 6:15, I have a good 20 to 30 minutes, just depending, until I need to get my kids up by 6:45. But between like 6:15, 6:25 to 6:45, I'm getting my coffee ready. I'm drinking some coffee. I'm drinking water. And then while my coffee is getting ready, I start with my meditation. That's like the very first thing that I do when I start my morning routine. Pretty much all the time, unless for some reason I got up super late and I don't really have time to do anything, then I'll just do my whole morning routine when I get back from dropping off the kids at school. But 8 times out of 10, I can at least squeeze in my meditation and a few minutes of reading. So I usually do 5 minutes of meditation right now. I'm trying to go back up to 10, but right now I'm doing 5 because I'm like, you know what, 5 minutes is better than nothing of just like sitting there and paying attention to my breathing and just, again, getting my mindset in the right place. And it just really helps keep me like just calm and centered throughout the day. I still have my hiccups sometimes where I get impatient with my kids or something happens, but I'm like, ever since I started meditating, I've gotten a lot better about being way more patient with my kids or like just anything that happens, big or small. So I do that, and I have a streak going right now. I think I'm on day like 88 of meditating, 88 days in a row. So that's really gotten to that point where I'm like, even on the weekends, if I happen to sleep in, if something's going on, I'm pretty good about at least sneaking off to the bathroom so that I can get in my meditation. And I use the Oak app, and that one's really good. Highly recommend it. And that one's been pretty great for getting my meditation done. After that, I get my coffee ready, which I actually have my second cup right here. And if you look at my day in the life video, which I posted last week, I kind of go through how I get that ready. And then I get in a few minutes of reading. I usually do that on my Paperwhite, which I have over here, but I can't really reach. Or I'm reading like a paperback. Right now I just started reading Big Magic, which I won in a giveaway from the Writer Mom Life podcast. So I'm super excited to finally be reading this. I highly recommend you go listen to her podcast and follow her on Instagram, because she shares like a lot of really cool stuff and some awesome interviews and stuff. And she's a great person to follow if you're an indie author mom like me. So I usually do that. I try to get in at least a few minutes of reading because I just love reading, and that's like the ideal way to just start my days, with some hot coffee and a good book. So I usually try to read nonfiction in the morning, but I usually have like a fiction and a nonfiction book going, if not more. I used to be those people that just, I can only read one book at a time, but now like I just kind of pick whatever I'm in the mood for, and usually in the morning I'm in the mood to kind of just read some nonfiction and again learn something and get off on the right foot. So then by 6:45 I need to get the kids to school. If I happen to have a few more minutes, I'll pull out my phone and I start to read through my affirmations and stuff and kind of do visualization as part of my miracle morning. But most of the time I'm having to do that after I get back. So by 6:45 I wake up the kids, and from 6:45 all the way to like 8:15 I am getting the kids ready and off to school. So I'm waking them up, I'm making them breakfast, I'm changing them, I'm making sure they have everything they need. I'm still drinking my coffee and my water, dealing with grumpy pants kids who don't want to wake up sometimes. And then we leave. For school, I drop off each of them. I have a 7-year-old right now who's in first grade, so I drop her off. And then I make a big circle. I drop off my 2-year-old after that, and then I come home. I'm home usually by 8:15, 8:25, and I take a quick bathroom break. I make my bed, and I might hop on Facebook for a few minutes, but I'm usually here at my desk ready to go by 8:30. And then after that, I finish the rest of my morning routine from 8:30 to about 10 or 10-ish, depending if I'm having to do, something else in my morning. Like every week I weigh in and I try to do my measurements and do like a weekly, like, okay, how did I do this week with my weight loss and stuff like that. So that might take a little bit of extra time, just stuff like that. But for the most part, I'm done by around 10. And let me just kind of tell you what the rest of my morning routine is. So like I said, I make sure I have my water with me because I'm just drinking that constantly, and I try to fill that cup up like 3 times. Even if I don't finish the 3rd serving, I at least drink some of it. And that gets me to my 64 ounces. And then I do my meditation, which I already said. If for some reason I couldn't do anything before I left the house, I go ahead and do my meditation, 5 minutes, maybe 10. And then I do the rest of my miracle morning, which is reading through my affirmations. I have them in Evernote on my phone, so I just read through them. It only takes like a minute or 2, and then I just visualize for like another minute of just like what my day is gonna look like, me doing everything, like everything that's in my affirmations, and just also saying 3 things that I'm grateful for, and just meditating on that. And then after that, I usually pull out this journal right here. So this journal is where I keep, okay, that one has the bookmark in it. Let me just set that down. So this journal is I just have a bunch of journals that I've gotten over the years, and I never had a use for them. I just like buying them, and they're pretty. But now I write down my biggest goals in here every single day. And you can see I just put the date at the top. And I also at the top I write down how much money I made the day before. So like if I'm on a new page, I go back to the day before and I write down how much money I ended up making. So I'll pull up book report really quick and I write that down. And then at the bottom of the new page, I write down how much money I've made so far this year. And then I start writing down all of my goals, and they're pretty much the same. And it's just my biggest, wildest goals, and I write them down. Most of them are related to my author business, my weight loss journey, and also just kind of like spending time with my family, like the most important things to me. I write those down every day, then I read over them, and a lot of time I even just kind of sit there with my eyes closed and I just visualize them happening. And it sounds a little woo-woo, but you'd be surprised at how big of a difference this makes for you just getting in the right mindset and remembering those big goals that you're reaching for, and okay, what am I gonna do today to get a little bit closer, and just kind of believing in yourself too. So I do that. That only takes a few minutes as well, less than 5. And then let me see. So then I do my 24-hour plan. So that's this binder right here. I don't know if you can, this blue binder. That's my PMP planner, and that's what I use, what I'm using, the tools that I'm using to lose weight right now and just level up my mindset around eating. And I make my 24-hour plan. So I sit down, I think about my powerful question for the day. I write down what I'm gonna have for each meal, what am I gonna do to work out, and then at the bottom it has little circles for my short-term and long-term goals. And that usually takes me like 5 to 7 minutes probably. And then I know what I'm gonna be eating today, and you know, I'm off to a good start there, because I'm not going to be wondering later and wasting time or having to pull in the drive-through. You know, I know that I've made a good choice, a good realistic choice, and that part of my day is kind of like done. It's like it's done for the day, so it's like I don't even have to think about that again. After that, I do my TDL, which is a thought download, and I pull that up on my computer. It's just on my Google Drive. I just make I have a folder for it, and I just create a new Google Doc in there every day, and I do a thought download, which is kind of like morning pages, except that I just started off by saying, today I'm thinking, and I just write about whatever it is that I'm thinking, whether it's good or bad, a struggle, a win, what I'm gonna do today, what I've been thinking about, a thought I want to level up. You know, I want to replace this negative thought that's not serving me with this other thought. So it could be about my weight loss. It could be about something personal that happened, something with my kids, something with my husband, something with me. It could be something about my author business. A lot of times it's with my author business. So it could be a page or a page and a half or 3/4 of a page, but you know, I just write for a few minutes and I just get it all out. And so that takes about 5 to 7 minutes. So my whole morning routine altogether probably takes like an hour and 15 minutes, just kind of depending on how much time I take to read and how slow I go and everything. But probably on a good day, like if I was really in a rush, I could probably do it in like, you know, 40 minutes or so. But yeah, that's my morning routine. And like I said, I kind of keep everything just here within reach. I try to do it in this one place. And unless my meditation, if I have to on the weekends, I'll just run upstairs. I'll do it in the bathroom if I'm like getting the kids breakfast and I have a spare moment. And I do this on the weekend just because I want to, not because I feel like I have to. Like it really just helps center me, and it just gets my mindset in a good place. So on the weekends, even if I sleep in and I just really want to take my time doing it, I do that. I just take my time, I do my meditation, I'll sit on the couch with the kids and I'll just be writing down my goals and doing my visualization, my 24-hour plan. I still do it. And it's so good. And I know a lot of you may seem like you maybe have a day job, maybe you have kids, maybe you have both, and you feel like you don't have a lot of time to begin with. But I just so believe that it's such a good investment. Your morning routine doesn't have to be an hour like mine or longer. It could be 5 minutes, it could be 15 minutes, and just getting up 15 minutes earlier before you head off to your day job and get your kids ready for school. And you'll be amazed at how much of a difference it makes for you in like your attitude and your mindset and your productivity. It could be 2 minutes meditation for you, 2 minutes writing down 3 goals. And it could be anything. I mean, you can pick whatever you want to go in your morning routine, but just pick what's most important to you and really focus on like the most important things you want to do in your life. So maybe it's around a writing or your business or anything like that. But I encourage you to start a morning routine, even if you just start out at 5 minutes, and then just add to it as you go. Mine wasn't always this long, and it didn't always have all these things in it. I've just kind of always tweaked and adjusted it. And now I'm really happy with what I'm doing. I forgot to say in there, usually before I start my morning routine, like when I first sit down at my desk, I'll also grab my Writer Mom planner, which is this, and I write down my to-do list for the day. So let me just show you. So you can kind of see there the past couple days. I write down a few things that I need to do today. A lot of it is the same thing, like my morning routine, my Facebook ads, my writing, if I'm working on a launch, going for a walk. A lot of it is repeat. Some of it I'm going back to my weekly goals and I'm like, okay, I need to do this week, so I'm going to do that today. And I just write all that down, and then I also pull up my Google Calendar and I schedule out my day. And I try to give myself a little bit of extra time, some breaks in there, and just really make it realistic. At least half the time I end up falling behind a little bit, or something changes, or I want to do something out of order, or I have to go pick up my kids a little early. Something like that might pop up, but it still helps me a lot to help me stay on track and keep me moving and making sure I'm not spending too much time on one thing. So I highly recommend that, as well as just writing down a to-do list. If you have a day job, maybe it's just one thing you want to do today for your author business. That was me for a long time. When I was a teacher, just writing for 5 minutes was a win. And now I have like 7 or 8 things that I try to do today, that I try to do a day to move my author business forward, and just do throughout my day. That's not even all author business related. It's like some of it's personal or mom stuff. So, and then again, I schedule it and I see if I have any appointments today, or is there soccer going on, and it just gives me a good idea for my day, and helps me see if I'm trying to do too much today, or maybe I have a little bit of time to do something else, which is usually not the case, but most of the time it helps me see if I'm trying to do too much, or if there's something that I forgot about, like an appointment or a school thing. Other than that, I just wanted to say that I highly recommend having a morning routine, no matter how short it is, even if it's just one thing. Maybe it's just making a to-do list and putting it on your schedule, one writing task, and putting that on your Google Calendar. And I would also make sure that you're seeing this as an investment, because it just makes a huge difference. I went from hardly making any money as an indie author to now I am closer than ever to hitting my goals of becoming a 6-figure author. Like, I'm well on my way to doing that this year. And a lot of it is because I leveled up my mindset, and writing down my goals, doing the visualization and the affirmations helped me believe in myself. It also helps me become more productive, and just see it as a way to, when you exercise, you stretch first, kind of like that. It really is an investment in something that's going to just pay off immensely just because you took the time to do it. And like I said, it's just a great start to your day, and it just gets you off to the right foot. For me personally, it just gets me off to a great mood, a productive mood, like, okay, here's everything I want to do, it's top of mind, and what do I need to do today to get there? And like I said, the purpose of the morning routine is to level up your mindset. And when you level up your mindset, it just makes me take action. And when I take action to get me to those goals, I become immensely more productive. And when I become productive, I start to see amazing results. So again, this morning routine kind of just leads you to your goals, literally. So again, I highly recommend you come up with your own morning routine, or if you already have one, see if there's anything you can do to tweak it, anything you can do to add to it, or maybe something that you need to remove, because it's an amazing thing. Many of the top authors that I know have a morning routine, and not even just the top authors, the top people that I follow that are like thought leaders or top YouTubers, and just some of my biggest online mentors have a morning routine that they really stick to. Like, a lot of their success has to do with their morning routine. So again, highly recommend you start a morning routine. If you have any questions about morning routines, let me know. That's my morning routine, and I hope you found this video about it helpful. I'd love to hear in the comments what your morning routine is like, if you have one right now or if you don't, and if you're interested in starting one, and what your ideal morning routine would look like. So yeah, I hope you found this video helpful. That's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you found this video helpful, make sure you give it a thumbs up so I know to make more videos like this one. And if you're new and you haven't subscribed yet, definitely hit the subscribe button. All right, you guys, thank you so much I will see you again next time. Bye.